Anybody who is for you, anybody who loves you, anybody who cherishes you will not put you in a situation to make you feel like you're less than, to make you feel in pain, to make you question your value. That is not a good friend. That is not ever going to be a good friend. And you need to put yourself first. As hard as it is, I know sometimes when we love people, we want to keep them and figure out how we can fix them and help them and mold them into different beings. But some people don't want to be helped. Some people don't want to be fixed. Some people don't even think there's anything wrong with them. Hello, beautiful souls. Me and my dear friend Coochie Kopi are here to drop some knowledge on you today. Okay, let's talk. First and foremost, I always want to express just so much gratitude toward you guys. You guys are so amazing. Everyone who's been supporting me on my YouTube, on my podcast, on my TikTok, everything. Like, you have no idea how much it means to me. If you want to like and subscribe, girl, please. Today we are going to be talking about fake friends and secret animosity. Now, the two go hand in hand. Not all fake friends have secret animosity towards you, because usually secret animosity is leaning towards they're jealous of you in some capacity or they're envious of you in some capacity. Also, you don't have to have materialistic possessions. Like, you don't have to have all these big grandiose things for somebody to be jealous of you. Some people are genuinely jealous of your spirit, of your soul, of what you've been through, and the fact that you still stand tall because they can't do that themselves. Some people really just are envious of the soul. Before I get into this, I kind of just wanted to talk about how I have struggled with friendships. Right now, I don't have a lot of friends, partially because of things that I've done and also because of things that other people have done. I really, in this healing journey, have just realized how much I've messed up, but a lot of people don't like to take accountability for the way that they've messed up, and that's something that I just won't stand for anymore. For me, I have had relationships where I've lacked boundaries, like been walked on because of my lack of boundaries, and there have been relationships and friendships where I have pushed boundaries because in my mind I've thought, well, if they love me, they'll do it. And that is like the worst mindset to have, and that's why I've been trying to fix that and moving to fix that and have been fixing it. I just want to talk today about this whole fake friend, pick me girl, all this shit, because at the end of the day, it's super important to know the warning signs of if somebody is for you and if they're not. And these bitches ain't for you. I'm trying not to cuss. These witches ain't for you. Bitch. I am not gonna number these because, girl, every time I do it, I'm like, am I on number 4? Am I on number 4 or was that number 8? Like where, girl, no. The first one would have to be when they show up for others but don't show up for you. I've seen this in so many friendships. I've seen this in so many relationships. I've seen it all around. The most hurtful thing I think that a lot of people have done to me, but I can't dwell on that. When people show up for other people and they don't show up for you, that means something. That means they absolutely do not care for you. They do not care what you have going on. They do not care how much it means to you. They give more of a fuck about other people. Usually it's people that they perceive as less than them. Specific friendship, I talk about this. I've touched base on it, and I still don't know if I'm going to talk completely about it, but I had that friend, that best friend that I stopped being friends with last year. I feel like as soon as I started trying to better myself and going to college and saving for a car and talking about buying a house and all of these different things, once I started doing that, it was almost like I need to turn towards my other friend that is the way that I used to be. I genuinely feel like this girl needed people around her to make her feel better, like a confidence boost. I really do believe it. When somebody belittles your interests or what you're into or just belittles you in any type of way, that is not a true friend. If we can't roast each other, then I don't want the friendship. But usually those are the type of people that want to bulldoze you and be able to say whatever they want, watch you say something about them, and it all fucking falls to shit. I had a situation like this with that same friend, okay? Friend. Not belittling like an interest or anything, but belittling my excitement. I've always wanted to be on social media. I've always wanted it. I've always wanted a YouTube account. I've always wanted to make content. I've always wanted to do content creation. I commented on Mama Tot's Instagram. And if you know Mama Tot, she will respond to you. Mama Tot is like the most sweet person in the entire world. She's got me through some trying times. Those 3 a.m. I know, baby. Girl, I will cry for the break. Don't start with me. Mama Tot, give me a break. It was the first time she had ever responded to me, and I was so excited, okay? And I told my friend about it. Who? Mind you, we've talked about Mama Tot before. We talked about her probably a week or 2 before this incident had happened. And then I explained it again because I was like, okay, maybe she forgot, whatever. Like, is it your mom or some random lady off the internet? Do you need a hug? Are you okay? Are you alright? The thing is, usually I was the one who had things going on, like negative things going on, like everything's falling to shit, like I'm drinking all the time, I'm smoking all the time. Usually I was that friend. And when her life was falling to shit, by her own perception, this is what she said, almost seemed like, how dare you have a good time when I'm not? weird. This is like basically all about this girl. I'm really just realizing that like we used to be like this, okay? And she was like the one person that I had in my life that I feel like I was super, super close to. And that's why she's all of my examples. I knew her the best. I knew her like for a really long time, and out of everybody, me and her knew like the most about each other. And that's different now, obviously, but I feel like back then I still didn't have a whole bunch of friends that I could really trust in and rely on, and so I really truly trusted and relied on her.
Stupid.
And I think that's why it's so hurtful, but it doesn't make sense basically why she's all of the examples. So I'm not trying to like harp on her, but like it's true. These are like all of the things that have happened, although she never seems to recall. Whatever. Another one is when people like and engage in other people's social media and not yours. I know that sounds superficial, but that's not what I intend it to sound like. And this is not just her, this has been other friends. I would see friends like and comment and share other people's shit, like, comment, share other people's shit, but when it came down to mine, it was like, girl, bye. That has always been hurtful, but specifically this specific ex-best friend, whatever, she would be in my profile views on TikTok, in my video views on TikTok. She would be every freaking where on my social media, but say nothing. Things that if I posted something where I was proud of an accomplishment, she would look at it, say nothing. One of my videos got a lot of views. She would say nothing. I was so excited when my first viral video hit 1.7 million on TikTok. Okay, not likes, but views. I think I had like 112K likes on it or something like that. Something to that effect. It wasn't that I wanted people to be like, oh my god, you're that bitch. You're so cool for having likes and views, because likes and views mean virtually nothing, okay? It does whenever you do content creation, but in general, like in real life, it really doesn't. I expected my best friend to be like, hey girl, that's awesome. Like you did really good. You did a good job, because she knows that I did social media. At one point, we both did social media. I don't know what she does now. Obviously, she could still do social media. I don't know. Every time that I did see her content, I would like it. So it was just weird that it wasn't being reciprocated. I don't know what her narrative was or her motive was specifically, but people who do that genuinely have a weird narrative, a weird motive. If I see that you posted, I just bought a car and it's like my favorite car, and I've been saving up for this car forever. I've spent $50,000 on this car. I saved up to buy, you know what I mean? All that shit. You're somebody's best friend, or even a friend in general. Would you not want to congratulate them if you weren't a hater? You know what I'm saying? Pick it up. Catch it, as that one lady says on TikTok. Or not TikTok. She might be on TikTok too, but Instagram I think it is. Ooh, there's another gnat in this motherfucker, and I think I just killed him, and I hope I did. Bitch. The thing to look out for is when they're up your ass when your life is falling apart, but when you start doing good things or positive things or good things start happening to you, they're nowhere to be found. This specifically is so telling. Ooh. Because at the end of the day, somebody who is up your ass when you have a lot of bad things going on and wants to know every detail, wants to know everything that's going on. Oh, how can I help? How can I be of help? But they're not really helping. They say shit that makes it worse. Baby girl, pay attention to that. I remember breaking down to this girl about something very traumatic to me. And I've talked about it on this channel briefly, on my podcast briefly, talking about when I was essayed, okay? Great. I was great. Told her I was having such a hard time talking about it, and I was having such a hard time I was having such a hard time dealing with these emotions and dealing with what was going on. I was having such a hard time just existing. I was in my psychology class and we were talking, there was a scenario that was brought up that had to do with essay and grape, and it triggered me. And I was telling her this book is triggering me. And I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to quit school, but like, this is a lot. Like, it was heavy. It was really heavy. And I just remember her like being like, I know this word will probably trigger you and I don't want to trigger you, and then says the words that were triggering to me. Are you mental? Are you okay? But then whenever I brought up that I was going to college and that I wanted to do something different for myself. Oh, well, you're going to do really good, but just don't forget there's going to be a lot of money that you're going to have to pay back, and I had to pay this back. And anything that was positive, she would put a spin on it. Like, good job, but just so you know, not like warning me like, oh, well, my student loans are fucking crazy, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know what to do. Like, it'd be different if like she brought it, like, you can tell the tone of people and what they're saying and how it's perceived and how they're meaning for it to be perceived. But I think at that time, she just didn't think that, because I was a people pleaser. That's just what it is. She knew that I wasn't going to say anything about it, so she kept picking. And that's the shit that like I am so irritated about to this day, because it's like, you you were playing in my face and I really truly loved you. The fuck? Which ties into them finding any single thing that you have that is positive and finding a negative spin. They will do it every time. One of the biggest signs. If you literally said, hey, I saved a cat, and they're like, well, wish it was a dog. Who gives a fuck about cats? Cats are fucking rude. Cats are like the bullies of animals. Like, there's always people that are going to find something like negative to say about you or to you. That is something that you really have to look out for, because that's a fake ass fucking friend. It really is. It's a fake friend. It's a fakey. And on the flip side, if they use you as their negative drop off, like they use you to drop off all of their negative emotions, they use you to make themselves feel better, they use you to talk about their shit, you're their personal therapist, but then after they're done utilizing you for the personal therapist, they don't talk to you. Okay, I'm done talking about what I need to talk about. All right, bye, see you later. Like, going over to my other friends. You know what I mean? That is a snake in the grass. And as Simone says, you better mow that bitch. Like, this girl literally would unload all of her bullshit on me, unload all of her shit with her new best friend, unload all of her shit with her, unload all of her shit with her man, unload all of her stuff, and then pack it all up at the end of the call and be like, hey, thanks for listening, and then not talk to me for days and days, or not talk to me, like, or leave me on red for weeks and do all of this extra shit. But on her story, I'm seeing her hang out with the same girl that she was talking shit about. Can we make it make sense? I might make a part 2, but this is the last one that I'm going to talk about today. The backhanded compliments. They go hard, girl. Who loves you is going to give you the compliment straight up. It's not going to be like, okay, you got your hair done. Oh my God, I really love your highlights. That is so beautiful. You look so great. Person who is giving you a backhanded compliment is going to be like, God, your highlights, those are really good, but like, who did you get to do your hair like that? Like, don't you think that like the ends kind of look a little bit like, do you see what I mean? Like in the light, like if you look to this side, like, bitch, get over yourself. I hate the backhanded compliments because they're not actual compliments, and they really think that they're passing this shit off as a compliment. Be so fucking for real. Example of this with the same friend, because when I'm telling you, she was my only friend for a minute. Only friend that was doing me wrong, I should say. She was my only friend that was doing me wrong for a minute, because I have another best friend who is amazing. I absolutely love her. I love her babies. I love her family. I love her to death. But this specific girl, for a time, she was the only person that was really like gunning for me for whatever reason. I already like stopped being friends with everybody else who was shitty to me, but she was just like the last to go, and and she was going hard. She was going off. She was popping off. The example that I have for this one of a backhanded compliment was, I knew that whenever I had my daughter that it wasn't good timing. It wasn't ideal. The situation was not ideal. The timing when I had my daughter, okay? But I had just gotten out of an abusive relationship. I had just dealt with all of that stuff. Or was I in it? No, I was still in the relationship. That's even more fucked up. I was still in this relationship with him. We had just found the apartment. We hadn't gotten approved yet, but we were supposed to be moving soon. We had the plan to move. We were like, we're going to find a place. We have the money. We just need to find a place to go. And so I'm thinking she's going to be proud of me, like all of these different things. She's going to be super proud. She's going to be super happy for me, whatever. But instead, I send her a picture of this positive pregnancy test, because I had already known that like there was a possibility of me being pregnant. And I'd seen other faint lines, but this specific faint line done like really showed up, okay? Even though we were supposed to be moving, even though all these things were happening, it wasn't super good timing. I get it, whatever. But as my friend, you would think that she would, and you don't even have to tell me what I want to hear. You would think that she would be like, oh, like, I'm so happy for you. Because at this time, him and I were still together. There wasn't any issues, like there was, but I wasn't telling anybody about it. Congratulations, I'm so happy for you. It's not the right timing. But like, who cares? I'm happy for you. Like, be so serious. And then you want to like tell me about all the people that were snickering, but you're probably doing the same thing. Like, be so fucking for real. Be so for real. As much as like people think that I'm messy, I hold back a lot with what people have done to me and the things that I could just say about them. And as much as I won't say certain things about her, I will say that her character is so sick. I didn't really notice it until the end when I was being the therapist for her about the girl that she said the N-word. Why would you be telling me about this girl saying the N-word and then hanging out with her and expecting me to be like, wow, are we serious? She said it herself too, so I guess that's why we thought it was okay. I don't fucking know. I'm not understanding the whole fake friend dynamic. If you don't want to be fucking around somebody, don't be fucking around them. That's why I got up and went. Like, yes, it took me months to end the friendship. Yes, I was dwelling on it. Yes, I was battling because I truly loved her. Do I stay or do I go? But at the end of the day, if somebody's doing any of these things to you, or even things that you just make you uncomfortable in general, you can talk about the situation. Once they show you what they're fixing, if they're fixing it, or if they're gonna fix it, or if they're gonna help you fix it, because sometimes you can be at fault too. Once they show you their intention, you need to either fix it with them if they are willing to fix it, or you need to move on. Because at the end of the day, there is no point in sitting around with fake friends, sitting around with people who don't give a fuck about you, when you could be with people who actually give a fuck about you and make you feel better and make you feel good about life and cheer you on, and you can cheer them on, and it's a mutually beneficial relationship. I don't want to say that she was necessarily like jealous of me, because I don't really think that she was. I feel like she has issues with her own self. She has her own shit. I feel like because of this, when I started actually trying to do better and trying to be better and trying to move around and do things differently for myself, it was like, I don't know, I feel like she felt like there wasn't room for both of us to grow. And I think that's strange. I think that's really fucking strange. When I say I've never talked bad about this girl to anybody up until just how fucked up it was for her to be saying the N-word. And I always knew it was fucked up. But at the end of the day, I, again, used to be a people pleaser. And it was something that I was just like very uncomfortable with confrontation at the time. And so I even took accountability for that. Like whenever I ended the friendship, I was like, I know I should have told you that this wasn't good to say, but like also you should fucking know. Like, let's be for real. This is what it is, and this is why I can't do this anymore. But like it was the whole like, I don't recall ever saying that. When you dead ass said that your friend said this shit to me, you looked me in my face and said the N-word, full hard R, and said that your friend says it and you don't think it's a good thing to say. Or telling me that your friend says it and it's not a good thing to say. Why would you say it in the sentence that you're telling me your friend said it? Can we be so serious? You were trying to test me and see what I would say and what and if I would react in a certain way. And I failed the test. And that's why you continue to treat me the way that you treated me. And now I like myself and I'm doing better for myself. And that means that anybody who don't give a fuck about me, anybody who has any type of secret animosity, anybody who I feel the intuition of you got something going on and it's funky, bye. Bye. There's a lot of things that I won't say. Again, there's a lot of things that I won't say about her. There's a lot of things that I won't open up about because it's her personal business. As much as like she did me dirty, did me foul, there is a lot of things that I won't say about like her. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, one thing that I'm not going to ever just silence, I feel like anymore, is racism. I'm just not going to do it. And the fact that she said those things to me, it was like, what other way could that be taken? What other way could that be taken? If you're saying this to me, are you saying this in your house? Can we talk about that? You know what I mean? Like, and it's not a far-fetched thing to think if you're saying it to me. You gotta be saying it, you're saying it in other fucking locations. Anybody who is for you, anybody who loves you, anybody who cherishes you will not put you in a situation to make you feel like you're less than, to make you feel in pain, to make you question your value. That is not a good friend. That is not ever going to be a good friend. And you need to put yourself first. As hard as it is, I know sometimes when we love people, we want to keep them and figure out how we can fix them and help them and mold them into different beings. But some people don't want to be helped. Some people don't want to be fixed. Some people don't even think there's anything wrong with them. So you got to do what you got to do for yourself, babe. I'm going to sign off on that note, and I love you all so much. Be sure to check out my podcast, The Darkest Sunrise, on Spotify. My TikTok is Nobody's Baby Mother. And if you like and subscribe, baby girl, please like and subscribe. Thank you. And I will check you guys out in the next one. Please have the most wonderful day and treat yourselves with love, care, and respect. Okay? Drink some water, work out, or eat a cheesy pizza. You know, sometimes self-care varies. Okay? I love you guys so much. See you later.